Mr. Lewis.
Mrs. Lewis.
Are we doing this?
I think we should reveal ourselves.
Even more so.
Let's give them all something to talk about.
Shall we high five to that? But it's really fun. Like, we're not doing this for anything other than just a bit of fun for us. So, yeah, I'm excited for it.
So the thought process before was that we would go through and talk about experiences, talk about how we've navigated the lifestyle. But it dawned upon me, I don't know where we was. We were sat having dinner actually the other Friday. It dawned upon me that not everyone is going to understand the terminology when we use words.
Yeah.
And we might just be talking
gibberish.
Like, all of a sudden John and Kate are fluent in Mandarin, because they're not going to understand what it is we're actually talking about. So the idea of this episode is we're going to go through a list of words, and hopefully in the order that people will come across them in the lifestyle, and just explain to them what they mean.
Yeah.
Maybe not what they mean. There are interpretations, so other people may have slight twists on what our interpretation is, but this is our interpretation.
Yeah, this is our interpretation.
What these words mean.
Yes.
So I guess the first one to start off on is actually probably the lifestyle.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, everyone expects us to be like, right, now we're going to jump into our experiences and what we've been up to and stuff, but we do need to actually give people some sort of information to start with, because
it's definitely what they
all
need.
Of these
need some information.
All of everything that we're going to say is we kind of had to find it out ourselves by asking hundreds of people what these words mean.
And putting the pieces of the puzzle together ourselves as well. So we would hear something and be like, what does that mean? You hear someone else say, what do you mean
And then
by
we'd
that?
be on the messages like, can someone please tell me what MFM is, and like what pineapple means, and what hot wifing and stuff
lifestyle.
like that.
We are considered to be in the lifestyle. And the way I can describe lifestyle, it is literally a way of life. This is our way of living our lives.
Yeah.
Some people call that pineapple.
Yeah.
E&M. The alternative, like
ethical
with backwards and forwards, they're two opposites, and with pineapple or lifestyle, you have vanilla. And vanilla, I believe, came around because it's a plain flavour. You're known as a plain Jane if you're vanilla. It's not necessarily that we agree with that terminology.
No, but
that is what's considered. You live a monogamous, normal, mainstream life.
Yeah.
We're zesty.
Yeah, we've got a lot of pineapple. But also, pineapple kind of originated from, I don't really understand the terminology of it, but it was gathering. People, bringing people together and having big gatherings. So I guess that's where the pineapple lifestyle came from.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are very pineapple.
I've never Googled why it's an upside down pineapple.
No, I've never. And so if you see a lot of people with tattoos, some people have right way round tattoos of pineapples, and some people have upside down ones. So
we was actually in Camden Market yesterday, and we was looking for some rings and stuff for like fancy dress party that we're going to be going to, and you come across a pineapple ring.
Oh my goodness!
Did you buy it?
Yeah. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Like that,
so I would say that we are in the lifestyle. We're ethical, non-monogamous, and we are very unvanilla.
Yes, that's what E&M stands for. Yeah. Is ethical, non-monogamous.
Another one that we came across was, we get asked all the time from people, what is our dynamic?
Yeah, so that's probably one of the first questions that I got asked, actually. And I remember the first time I was asked it, we was at the launch party, it was the end of the evening, I was sat down in one of the corridors on like a bench talking to Duncan, and Gage came over and approached us, and that's when he asked for our number and stuff, and he said, oh, so, what's your guys' dynamic? And although I'd never heard that phrase being used, I instantly knew what it meant.
Yeah, of course.
It was his way of asking
what we do.
What we do. And,
what
our
we don't do.
limitations are.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a really nice way of, rather than saying, oh, what are your boundaries? What's this? What's that? So, guys, what's your dynamic?
Yeah.
And you might go into, we are a soft swap, same room, only couple.
Yeah, definitely. And then so every single person's dynamic changes depending on them as a couple or there as a person. There is no set way, is there?
And generally how far they are into the lifestyle.
Yeah, of course. A lot of people will start with a soft swap and just dipping their toes in and stuff like that.
Our dynamic started out, do you remember?
Yeah, oh my goodness. Well, our dynamic was do not touch, do not kiss, do not look.
Our dynamic started off as being monogamous. Yeah. I think
You cannot...
I was allowed oxygen, wasn't I? I remember oxygen was okay. I was allowed to breathe.
Yeah, I just remember almost going into a, what can we do? What can't we do? Like that sort of thing. And I was just a bit like, I don't know. I don't want you to do this and I don't want you to do that. And what if this and what if that? And so through our journey, our dynamic has changed so much.
It has, loads.
As we've...
And I think you find that with more experienced couples as well, is that they're dynamic, they're on a journey and they generally adapt and overcome. Some friends of ours, Molly and James, I've watched their dynamic change and take a bit of momentum, gather some momentum over the past 12 months or so. And I love watching that in other people. I love watching how they navigate their lifestyle journey because no two couples are the same. They will always face their own concerns or worries or insecurities. And watching how people overcome them is just fantastic. I love doing that.
But also, one dynamic, like I was saying, does not fit all. So
no.
You don't have to feel the pressure. So if you've got another couple that is asking you what your dynamic is, and then they're like, oh well, you don't fit our dynamic, then 9 times out of 10 people kind of panic, but actually they just don't fit into.
That's fair though. Like not everyone's for everyone. No. However, we're slightly different with that. Generally, because we're so far down the journey now, we actually match other people's dynamics.
Yeah, of course.
So we will ask someone what their dynamic is, and they may give us a synopsis.
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. And we'll be like, oh, that's cool. No worries, we can fit into that.
Yeah.
Because we don't have necessarily the worries that they may have or the insecurities or the panic.
Yeah, I think our dynamic just changes all the time anyway.
Yeah.
I think we're so comfortable with every single situation that I genuinely feel that we could be put in any dynamic and we know how to deal with it and we would know how to navigate it.
So I think one of the first things that you probably need to answer when someone's asking your dynamic is whether you're a soft swap or a full swap couple or person. Mm-hmm. And the difference between those two is quite night and day, actually.
Yeah, of course. It's very, very black and white, like you say. It's either you do this up until a certain point or you do everything.
And so my interpretation of the difference between soft swap and full swap was always been that the line was intercourse.
Yes, I agree too.
So if you are not having intercourse, then anything prior to that is considered soft swap.
Yeah.
And anything after intercourse is considered full swap because you've gone the full way.
The full way.
I guess it's like being back in college, isn't it? You have bases, but in the lifestyle you don't have bases. You have the first, second, and third.
And do you know what? The one thing that really I get the vibe from people is that they should be should be full swap. They have to be that.
I think that people want to be that. It's their own struggles that's not allowing them to be. So I feel like that they probably put a little bit of undue pressure on themselves.
Yeah, definitely. But I also don't feel like it's a race or a sprint to get there.
Not.
I feel like everyone goes into a bit of a panic if they're like, oh, well, this couple is a full swap and we're only a soft swap, so we can't talk to them or we can't. I genuinely feel that if people took the mindset of it's not a race and you have to do exactly what is best for you as a couple, because at the end of the day, the only two people that matter is is us.
We've had many good nights with couples that are soft swap only. I mean, we are a full swap couple, but we have had plenty of great evenings with soft swap.
Oh gosh, to me, it's not about their dynamic; it's about connection, and that's our thing. So that's the difference between full swap, soft swap. So then, I guess the next one is same room, separate room.
Yeah.
So, and I think that
pretty
is
self-explanatory.
That's a big one as well.
Separate room's pretty hardcore.
Separate room is something that a lot of people, I think, want to try, but you have to be almost very established within
I think
the
you
lifestyle.
also wouldn't go out and do a separate room with someone that you've only just met? I feel like from the guy's perspective, from my perspective, we have done separate room.
Yeah.
And we've obviously done the same room as well. But the separate room for me is I have to be super comfortable with the guy that would be in a separate room with you. And I think the thought process there is, as a guy, the onus is always on the guy to not be a dickhead.
Yeah.
And I am very conscious out there that some guys can be a dickhead, get overexcited or a little bit exuberant and can show
Bit
themselves
like
up.
puppy dogs, like being able to be with that situation.
Like flies around shit.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm always conscious. I would absolutely hate, one of my worst fears of being in a lifestyle is for something to happen and me not being there to see it happening or stop it happening.
But like I said, I think a separate room situation for us is we only ever do that scenario with people we know.
Yeah.
There isn't a...
Yeah, there's no randomers or people you just met that evening.
No,
it's very
nothing.
well-established connections and friendships there.
100%. And then obviously going to same room, that is pretty much everyone in the same room, free for all.
Yeah.
Having the best time.
So to build on like the question you would be asked, what's your dynamic? Our dynamic, we would be, we're a full swap couple.
Yeah.
Same room, separate room.
Yeah.
Go with the flow. But always safe play.
100%. But then you've also got in the mix hot wife and hot. I don't know the terminology for a man at all. I don't know whether it's hot man, hot husband, hot guy. No idea. I know that it's hot wife. I've decided I'm changing all the narrative to hot manning. I quite like that because it goes with hot wife in.
I was trying to think, I don't know why, but YMCA came into my head when you were singing, when you were saying that. I know in my head I was like, hop man, are you listening to me? I said, hop man. And now I'm going to struggle to shake that one off.
But I just don't know what you would call a guy who was in that situation. So hot wife in, if we were to explain that, is where the female of the couple goes off and plays separately with the guy's consent so that it's a little bit of a kick for them.
Yeah.
They quite like the idea of their partner, spouse, wife going off and coming back and having the reclaim and being excited that someone is really interested.
So to give that some context,
yeah.
We're happily married, and with my consent, you could go away and play with a guy or a couple. It doesn't have to be a guy, and that would render you a hot wife.
Yes, definitely.
Equally, if I was to go out and I was to go and meet another woman or a couple, I would be hot man. I'd be hot manning. You
would definitely be hot manning, and this is a scenario that we have been looking into, and
we've not gone there yet, but we've
trying to navigate this.
I'm useless at messaging.
You're useless at messaging. You're useless at picking out the right people. You're useless at giving up your time. You're just not very.
I'm giving up my time to do this podcast.
You're just not very good at the whole hot manning thing. Whereas the problem that I find for hot wife in it is, I just keep getting let down. There is so many people that love the idea of being.
I have a theory
with a married woman or someone who is allowed to do it, but I get to the situation where it's like we've met for coffee, we've really connected, and then they ghost me.
I have a theory.
I really don't want to hear it.
I don't think this is the podcast for it.
No.
But I'm going to quickly just dip into it and dip out, and we're going to carry on with it. But I think it's post-nut clarity. I think they get super horny. They want to have a tactical before they leave. And then they have that tactical and they're like, nah, this bed's really comfy, actually. That's what I think, right?
No, but it's to the point where I haven't even been able to experience even just the second date. Because the first one...
too busy pulling on the old bishop.
The first one, we have the best time. I come back, we have great fun. I'm all excited. I'm like, right, we need to book in a second one. Because the reason I like to go for a coffee date is I want to get to know them. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not just a.
We're going well
quick-
off topic here.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
We're gonna
Can we
revisit this
revisit
at a different
why
episode.
Kate keeps getting blown out? Because I am getting a complex to the point where I'm thinking that it's just never going to happen.
The resting bitch face probably doesn't help.
Brilliant. Or
They might not think you're having a good time.
I talk like this.
Yeah, but
I'm a nice person.
You might want to tell your face that. I bet you're there just glaring at them.
No, I am on my best behaviour.
Right.
Anyway, we're going way off topic a
Yes.
bit, but we're going to put a pin in this because I think it would be a really cool one because we have got some stories about you and your hot manning that we need to share because they are amazing.
Mistakes were made. Okay, so after a hot wife and a hot man,
Yeah, we've got
unicorns and bulls.
so bull.
So, let's start with unicorn. Actually,
Oh,
I think
okay.
a unicorn is a single female within the lifestyle. A unicorn is a single female within the lifestyle that goes out and plays on her own with guys or couples or other women, and they are called a unicorn because apparently they're rare. They're like a mythical creature.
They are a mythical.
However,
Yeah.
a good, respectable bull is probably rarer than a
Yes.
unicorn.
Oh my goodness. Unicorns are amazing, and most couples, when they kind of get into the lifestyle, they're really looking for a unicorn, aren't they? Like, you do hear that quite a lot where...
I don't know, you got blown out earlier on actually, didn't you?
Brilliant. Anyway.
I don't know why he's messaged you. We're looking for a single guy.
Oh, yeah. That's a
The
separate
husband
side
got carried
quest.
away, didn't he?
The side quest, yeah. The husband did get a little bit carried away messaging me, and then the wife decided that she was going to reply and have an argument with her husband via a message with me. So, yeah. Anyway,
We'll come back to that one.
we'll
as well.
come back to
Yeah.
put a pin in that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a unicorn, they are pretty rare, but a bull, a single nice guy in the lifestyle, they are rare because
Yeah.
it's understanding the etiquette.
We go to plenty of parties,
Yes.
plenty of clubs, and there is always single females there. And
Yeah.
generally, when you go to a club night, there's single guys there.
But there's only about five,
But
and
they're
then
normally stood in the corner tugging one out.
no, that's not an event. They're not
No, I
at
said a club
events.
night.
Yeah,
I
a
said
club.
when you go to a club
sorry,
night.
yeah, at a club night. Oh
They're
my
called
goodness.
the Wanking Dead.
We do have a special name for them because they are literally standing in a corner like a massive crowd.
We generally don't go to club nights because
No.
of this.
No.
We go to events where it's a takeover. Everyone that goes there is vetted.
And they only have selected single guys. And
Yeah.
these selected guys, if you literally get to be a selected guy, you have made it.
But single women are allowed to go there pretty much
All
off
the time.
cuff.
Yeah,
there's-
definitely.
I don't think there's the vetting process for single women like there is for single guys.
No, but there is. I think the problem that people have is a single guy. They're like puppies, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they forget to
Not all of them.
no, but they forget the etiquette. And they're in that environment, and they have this mentality, this really old school mentality that they're in a swingers lifestyle club, and they are able. It's free for all,
Yeah.
and that is the downfall.
Absolutely. That the hosts are dealing with them. They're doing a fantastic job, and generally speaking, 9 times out of 10, everyone's cool. No problems at all.
Yeah.
We was actually in Gran Canaria recently, and
Are we side questing?
I'm just explaining.
Oh, okay.
And in one of the clubs out there called Secrets,
Yeah.
it's couples only or single females beyond a certain point. And there's a doorman there watching everyone. Who are you with? He saw me and he's like, who are you with? And I point to you and he's like,
Yeah.
okay, through you go. But in this back area, the doorman clearly has a few favourites because there was the odd single guy back there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, obviously I don't speak great Spanish, so I couldn't really have a conversation with them and ask because I was interested. But these single guys that were back there, and there was probably only 2 or 3, were super respectful. They held back, they stayed away, they just made a little bit of eye contact, and like a
With the
polite
guy
nod
as well, yeah. I think this would be a really good episode to talk about moving forward about etiquette and what.
My point
Yeah.
being though is these guys have clearly built up a good rapport
Oh, 100%.
with that club.
Yeah.
Therefore, they are allowed backstage, for want of a better phrase.
Yeah, definitely.
So my point is that once you've built up that relationship with your local club or you're an event hosts, you know, you do get special privileges, but they're earned and they are easily stripped away from you.
Oh, yeah, they are very, very, very.
So that was my point there. That's why I went off tangent a little bit. Just to give an example that even in other countries, single guys have their place, and, you know, provided that they carry about their business in a very, very thoughtful, considerate manner,
consensual,
then there's going to be no issue.
100%. So I guess that is the main ones. So we've covered vanilla, lifestyle, dynamic, full swap, soft swap, separate room, same room, hot wife, hot manning. I like that. I like that term. Unicorn and bull. I guess the next ones would be...
We could quickly hit on stag and vixen.
Oh, yeah.
So a stag and vixen is because we've done unicorn and bull, a stag and a vixen would be, I would be a stag if I went to an event on my own.
But you're married.
But I'm married.
Yeah.
And you would be a vixen if you went to an event on your own. Yeah, because you still wouldn't be considered
a unicorn. No.
So that's just slight difference in terminology. And not that it makes a blind bit of difference, but you will hear those terminologies, stag and vixen, and that's pretty much my interpretation of what they mean.
Yeah, there's so many things you have to...
You also get two singles, so you'd get a unicorn and a bull, and they'd meet up and they would go to a couples-only event together.
Yeah.
And they're considered friends with benefits.
They are considered friends with benefits.
Yeah, FWBs.
Yeah.
So that's another one as well.
Wow, there is so much to think about with that one. And then you have the scenarios as well. And there will be... I think these are pretty straightforward. You can kind of have... Someone will ask you what you're into. And you could say MFM, MMF.
Or not what you're into, what you're looking for, maybe. So.
And what we found pretty quick was...
You've got to get your M's and your F's in the right order.
You have 100%.
So an MMF is not the same as an MFM. And M obviously stands for male, and F is obviously female.
And that is the scenario that you're looking for.
So if you create an MMF, you're pretty much in a human centipede situation. If you're an MFM, you're in a spit roasting situation, a hog roast situation.
A hog roast situation. If you're on a MMMMF...
My favourite by all is FFMFF.
FFM. FF. I'm sure it is.
That's my favourite.
I would quite like to swap the Fs for the Ms and the Ms for the F.
That's a shocker, that is, isn't it?
That would be quite fun. But yeah, so that is, make sure your letters are in the correct order.
If you're a couple and the guy is straight and you're looking for a guy to join you, do not write MMF. It will scare them off. You are after an MFM.
Oh, it might not. It might not scare them off. It just might mean that you might be in a situation.
Well, that's why I said if you're a couple and the guy's straight.
Very straight, yes.
Because you might get more than you bargained for.
Yeah, that is quite funny.
Because the guy accepting the MMF might not be straight and you might have just made a mistake.
I can't even do it.
Just for the record, I've not found myself in this situation. I'm not talking from experience. But,
that would be the next thing. That would be
I avoid all M's and F's at any given.
chatting.
Yeah, I'm just not putting myself in a situation where I might get.
It will just bring more talk to the town that we live in.
Yeah, enough people gossip about me already.
Not just you, me too, but. That's a whole nother podcast in itself. We have got so many things to talk about, but we have to steer on topic because we was going to say that we was going to talk about terminology and things like that just before we move on, so that we can be like, and this happened and this happened and this boundary and that boundary. We've got so much to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So going back to something I said earlier on, I said that what our dynamic was, and it was always safe play.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Hitting on what safe play is. And it is exactly what it says on the tin. You almost must remain safe at all times.
Yes.
And by that, I don't mean like carry a Swiss Army knife on you. What I do mean is protection. You know, the use of condoms.
Yep. Contraception.
And contraception. So, most importantly, it is the onus is on the guy to change condoms if he's switching between female partners.
100%. But it's not all just about the guy to bring them. We have, in clubs, we have little bags that we carry around, any events, stuff like that. And we actually have 1 or 2 bags, depending on what we're doing. And they are full. Because the problem that you have is you can't just have one. You can't have 1, you can't have 2, you can't have 3. If you are in a group play setting, every single person, every time you move to a next person, you switch.
That's right.
That's it. So before you know it, you've done an absolute box full. We absolutely need to find a company that we can be affiliated with.
Well, what we do as well is we always use skins because they're latex free, and you've got a latex intolerance, so it works for us anyway.
Yes.
But also, you're not in that situation where you're like,
is latex okay?
Is latex okay?
Yeah, I think everyone just uses latex free as well. And also the other thing is lubricants and stuff like that. One thing I would ask, really, please could everyone just have a water-based, no flavour, because the amount of thrush, I'm just going to say it, and UTIs and stuff like that come from flavoured lubricants. My goodness, please.
Yeah, the water-based ones.
The water-based ones.
It took a while. I don't know if you remember, it came from the Love Honey one, had a blueberry
Oh my goodness, it was literally like the taste of a blueberry muffin from Starbucks. It was incredible. But my goodness, was that the worst thing that we could possibly have, because you would have the best time with it and then I would suffer.
For a few days afterwards.
Oh my goodness. And then we realised that not only was it just not just the condoms that we were using, it was also the lubricant. And so I think that's a big thing. I think people are worried to talk about like condoms and lubricant and all of that sort of stuff, but you just have to get rid of the stigma of it. Like, the more you talk about it, I'm not bothered.
I'm happy to talk about it.
Do you know what?
Another thing as well that might be seen from a vanilla point of view that we do to be weird is regular STI testing.
Oh yes, 100%.
What you test all the time.
Yeah. What, is that because you've got some sort of disease? You've got to do that because you're not clean.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's like just...
You can't argue with stupid.
You cannot argue with stupid. We're never safer. We test all the time. We will put we use a company that sh.uk. They send it through the post. You don't have to tell anyone. You don't have to, do you? No. You can just use that. It's a finger prick and swabs, and that's
urine.
And urine, yep. And that's what we use. And there is no shame.
Straightforward.
Absolutely.
I'm actually proud of it.
Oh, do you know what? It is part and parcel of it. And you just wait for your results. And there is no shame even asking for someone for an STI test results.
So, interestingly, we went to a party back in June.
Yeah.
And after that party, everyone tested before we went to that party. After that party, someone that had been to that party tested positive for chlamydia.
Yeah.
Was it chlamydia?
Yep.
They obviously did the right thing.
Contacted everyone.
And said, someone at the party tested for chlamydia. And we had a party to go to the following week. It was a secret house event. It was
oh my goodness. Event. Yeah, that was quite stressful, wasn't it?
Because we'd only just tested.
Yeah.
That website, what was it, SHUK?
Yeah, we had to wait 2 weeks as well.
They wouldn't give us another one. Because they're like, you literally tested last week, what is wrong with you guys? And I said, honestly, we're deviants. Please, can we have another one? And they did, to be fair. I spoke to them on the phone, they sent another one out.
They did.
So we did the test, sent that back, but our results weren't in time.
No, they weren't.
Before the rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
So 50% of the reason we didn't go to the rodeo was the fact that we hadn't our results back. And I felt like it would have been frowned upon, because everyone would have known that this party...
happened, because there was a lot of people there that we knew as well.
And it was common knowledge.
And it was common knowledge that not only did we have the party, but that we was going to the event as well. So for us, the amount of people that find it a shame, like if you've got a test result that comes back and it's a positive for something. So for me, it throws you, it does. But you just deal with it.
Yeah.
And then you can take all the medication that you want and move on. But this particular time, we didn't even have our test results. And we just couldn't put ourselves in that environment that we would, for For what? A night out?
For a few reasons as well. Obviously, we are, I suppose, self-proclaimed lifestyle advocates. We're advocates
Massively,
for lifestyle. We
yes.
talk about things openly. So
Yeah.
attending a party without a negative test result is not ideal anyway.
No.
And also, like, we're part of the Swing Hub events team.
Yes.
How would that reflect back on us as well? Especially, like, the temptation to play as well.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we'll be all right. You know, I'm not saying we would have done it, but we just took ourselves away from that situation.
It was just the best thing. But when we announced that, didn't we?
I wrote a message in the Telegram
Yeah.
chat. And one or two people said, fair play to you, you know, you haven't come up with the whole couldn't get childcare excuse.
Some people were like, I cannot believe they said that. I cannot believe they said that.
But
Why
I
would
heard
they
through
say?
the grapevine that, like, we was gossiped about at that event. Not I suppose negative in a negative way, but they was just like, I can't believe they actually said that. Come out and said that, but it was the truth.
And it was the truth that we couldn't attend this event because we hadn't had our results back. And whatever the results came back, thankfully, they came back completely negative. We didn't have to. We didn't have to take any antibiotics or anything like that. But we just wasn't going to put ourselves in that risk.
Like I say, that was 50% the reason we didn't go to that party. There was another 50%. I had a couple of biopsies done and just wasn't really feeling up to it. But the negative result in that party the week before was just the final nail in the
tip
coffin,
of the... So what I would say is, if you do get a positive test, then you do have to take the right channels.
If someone messaged us and said, oh, guys, really sorry, played with you last week, I've tested positive for this, I'm like, no worries, thanks very much for sharing with me, I'll get our test sorted.
Yeah, 100%.
I would never be, it's not derogatory, there's no defamatory
and it is just part and parcel of being in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And do you know what is so fascinating is the amount of vanilla people that, even if they've been with their partner for so long, you just need to protect yourself just once or twice. Like, it's not a taboo thing, and it is.
I came up with an analogy. Do you remember what that analogy was?
I don't remember.
It was like being a carpenter and crying because you got a splinter.
100%. Yes, that is so true.
That was how I explained it.
Yeah.
But I found myself in another situation, actually. We was in Oxford. Mm-hmm. We went to Oxford, didn't we? We had a private meet in Oxford.
Yeah.
And we was playing with a couple. And halfway through the play, I noticed that something didn't feel quite right. I stopped and realised that the condom was split. Mm-hmm. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I do.
And I stopped. I said, just stop a second, guys. I just want to let you know that the condom's split. I'm obviously going to change it. The reason I'm telling you is, I've tested literally last week and we're negative for everything. But also, I have had a vasectomy, so there's no endangerment of pregnancy. Yeah. The reason I did that is because it's just simply the right thing to do.
Oh my goodness. Could you imagine if we had come home and that would have played on your mind? It wouldn't have been something that you would have actually been able to live with, because in that situation, you're just doing the right thing.
And also, I'd like to think that anyone else would have done the same back. So treat others as you wish to be treated. Imagine if we was in that situation and the guy's condom split with you and he hasn't had a vasectomy and some semen.
Well, that is an absolute disaster for me.
Where do you go? Right, so I would always say there is no shame in it whatsoever. It happens.
You can't rely on these things. You've got to be careful.
That's why we have testing and communication, and that's key, so that we can all help each other out and stay safe.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing to contact people and say, I've had this test. The one that's frustrating with me though is the false positives.
Yeah, you do get some false positives.
They are quite freaking.
I believe that the reason we didn't go to the rodeo, that one there, I believe that ended up being a false positive.
It did,
because no one else had it.
No.
And then they retested and it was
negative. Yeah. So that was a frustrating thing on everyone's behalf, because it wasn't even just, there was nothing there. There was absolutely not a single person tested.
So it happens.
Yeah. So
don't panic.
No.
Like, STIs are rare.
Yeah, of course they are. But they're even more rare in the lifestyle because every single person tests. It's part of the etiquette. This is exactly what you have to do.
Yeah.
If you're in the lifestyle, you just have to do it. And actually, if anyone asks you for your results, you're actually like, have it.
Yeah.
Please, because
screenshot just take out all the red ones and just
Yeah.
bunch them together and then send them in. Absolute riddled.
We are not absolute riddled.
No,
Before anyone says anything, we are not absolute riddled.
Well, I'm not.
Well, this will be another thing that will be going round our town.
I just love spreading rumours about myself anyway.
Oh, I absolutely love it. My favourite one is everything we do is paid for by our OnlyFans.
Yeah. I started that last September. I bought a new car, didn't I? I bought that Nissan
Yes.
GTR. And someone messaged me going, wow, that's a nice car, mate. Very nice. I was like, yeah, the OnlyFans is paying off.
OnlyFans. Mind you, we don't have OnlyFans. We get asked that message probably 10 times a day,
I
every
just
day.
really like the idea of all the local people like that know that what we're up to, just hunting OnlyFans for me.
And I keep saying that what we need to do is we need to set up an OnlyFans and we need to do a candid video. But to get the candid video, they have to pay £50 as a subscription.
Surprise!
And when they open it, they just see me and you just
With our
being
thumbs
like,
up.
Yeah, cheers, babes.
I love that. It's a great show.
Yeah, I think that we should do. But anyway, we've gone on side quest
Yeah,
again.
again, we can't help it. So
No.
etiquette, the word etiquette, that just means how you behave in an environment and how you conduct yourself within that environment.
I think there are so many ways to conduct yourself. Like we're gonna be kind of side questing now because we've covered everything that I think is the basic with the lifestyle. We've done all of the terminology. We've done getting all your letters in the right places. We've covered like your boundaries and your safe play and your STIs and your condoms and all of that sort of stuff. I think the next thing is etiquette and how you approach different things, from being in clubs, Instagram, to Telegram chats, to how you explore or talk to people, and it's different etiquette for different scenarios.
I think rule of thumb, rule number one in the etiquette game, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. And do you know, my favourite person in the world, she hosts E&M events. That is her mantra in everything.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Which one are you talking about, Amy or Claire?
Amy.
Amy.
Yeah. She's just got it. Every time she hosts an event, just don't be a dick.
Yeah, and I think you know if you're being a dick.
Yeah, when you're standing so close to someone in a club, like you've got a guy and there's a couple playing and you've got a single guy and they're just
need to
like...
stop doing that.
Yeah, you need to stop being the lurk. You're always like, okay, look at them.
Look at that one.
Look at that one. How good is that? Look at that.
That one.
It's all exciting.
Like that guy from Silence
And
of
then,
the Lambs.
or I'm like, will you shut your mouth, please? You're gawping.
Fucking hell.
So there
How'd she get her leg up there?
So I think that consent is a massive one.
Yeah, I don't do anything about asking.
No, but we don't. No is no. If one of us is a yes, the other one is a no.
We're both a no.
We're a no.
We're either both a yes or both a no. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and there's no talking each other round. It is. We don't even have to have a reason. Go on.
There's no talking each other around.
No.
Not even when you're ovulating.
Okay, I have a bit of a problem.
John, what about them? I'm like, Kate, seriously. You're like, no, what about them? I'm like, seriously?
I do. I just love everyone.
Oh, go on, babe. Kate, I think it's time to go.
Okay.
There's no talking each other around.
There isn't. You never ever.
I don't buckle to peer pressure.
You don't buckle to peer pressure, but I do have this problem when I'm ovulating that I love everyone, and everyone is literally like rose-coloured glasses, and I think everyone is wonderful, and I love everyone.
I need to start ovulating. Is there any chance of me growing a womb and ovulating?
But it only happens. Oh my goodness!
Fortnightly?
Yeah, but it only happens for a week, and after that,
you hate everyone.
I hate everyone.
Fucking hell!
I cannot.
What a woman, rather. What a woman.
So I either love you. You have to get me in that window, because that's when I'll be like, God, shall we? Shall we?
So I go fishing.
That's why you go. What? Because I'm ovulating.
It's too much.
So we've done it again. Side question. So consent.
Yeah, so consent. So for me, I think my biggest fear in the lifestyle would be for anyone to say, like, Johnny took the piss. He did that. He pushed a boundary there. I weren't happy with that. I'd hate that. I would actually be heartbroken if I heard that people... I think that would be the end of my journey.
I think it would too, because
if people were going around saying that Johnny's a piss taker, he did this the other day. If that got back to me, I would be heartbroken. That would be the end of me.
I think the other thing is, is when it comes to consent and stuff like that. Like this is a huge one because it also involves things like Instagram chat or Instagram and Telegram chats and who approaches who and stuff like that. There are so many different ways of approaching things.
Absolutely. Just going back to the consent thing as well, is I had two absolutely remarkable role models that taught me how to conduct yourself in those environments. And that was Gage and Duncan. And I remember driving home from Le Boudoir after our first ever play event at the Erotica takeover. And I remember saying to you, if I can conduct myself like those guys, I'll be a happy guy, because the way that they approached me and you as a couple, I just thought was fantastic. So I definitely have modelled myself off of those people.
Oh my goodness. I think you have always been an extremely wonderful guy in that sense. I just think that if you don't know these things, it is really lovely to have some guidance.
And it's hard, like for a guy to like ask for permission, "Hey, do you mind if I kiss you?" or whatever that may be. It's hard to find the words sometimes. But let me tell you, once you've done it once or twice, it's easy. Yeah. It's really genuinely easy. And once you've witnessed some people do it once or twice, it's even easier still. In fact, it's sexy.
Yes, and I actually do find myself, as a woman, asking a lot more from the guy's point of view, because I do know how hard it is for men to be, and they kind of overthink and they worry and stuff like that. So I am, are you okay with this? Are you okay with that? Is your wife okay? Because that's another massive thing, is if we're with another couple, it's making sure that the other person is okay too.
I generally don't like a threesome scenario. I don't dislike it, but it's not my favourite because I'm always conscious of leaving somebody out.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there is
and
that.
I don't like that, so I always like that there's someone there for someone else, and I'm always conscious how everyone else is feeling in that environment.
Yeah.
So although I'm there and I'm in the moment, I'm also very observant and making sure that everyone's okay.
Well, you've got like eyes like a hawk. Like in any play situation that we are, you are literally like, you see it. Me, I am...
For two reasons though, because one, because I want everything to go okay, and two, because I actually enjoy it.
Yeah, of
course. I enjoy looking around. I like being watched. I like being in an open forum. I like that. So
yeah, no. So I guess this is just one of those ones that we can keep going and we can keep talking about it, but we could either wrap it up here now.
Yeah, I think we should wrap this up. And if anyone's got any questions or any words that we haven't thought about, you can leave a question in the comments.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
DM us on Instagram.
Yes,
we're pretty good at getting back to people on there. Not instantly, so don't expect a response instantly.
No.
But, ask a nice question and we'll always come back to you.
And also, if anyone has got any questions, or if they're curious about anything, or where can we do this, or what's the best club to go here, or anything like that.
Or scenarios that they've found themselves in, and they would like to know how we would have dealt with that.
Yes.
You don't have to tell us how you would have dealt with it. I'd like to know after I've answered it. But maybe anything like that. Any people have got questions, any episode ideas, if there's any topics or subjects that you would like to discuss,
definitely.
You would like Kate and my point of view on how we would deal with that or how we would approach that. We're all ears and we're here to help.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So, yep, DM us. You know exactly where we are. So
and our YouTube channel is brand new. We've
only set it up,
and our Spotify. Drop us a little like and a subscribe. We're doing this for fun. This isn't
plugging us.
We're not affiliated with anyone.
No, absolutely not. We're not making money.
We're not sponsored to do this. We're not giving a wedge full of money to buy all our camera equipment or editing software. Everything that we're doing is coming out of our own pocket. So
we're just doing this.
If you could just give us a little like or a subscribe, we'd appreciate that, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we really would. So we're going to wrap this up. We're all done for today.
Do we know what the next episode's going to be?
We do. I'm not telling.
Well, go on. Give me a clue. I don't know.
You don't know.
Give it a clue.
Okay, so our next episode is going to be...
No, I'm joking. Don't really tell him. Catch you on the other side.
Good night, Mr. Lewis.
Peace out.